Guys, welcome to Lithical Preps. So today we are looking at this question. It's under integration, area under the curves. So we are to use the trapezium rule to estimate the area cut off between the parabola y is equal to 6x minus x squared and the x-axis. Okay, so you know that we can use, okay, so we know when we want to get the area of a certain curve, we use the formula area, that's the area which is the integral of the lower and the upper of the function dx. So this is what we use to calculate the area under a curve, okay? But this question is telling us to use the trapezium rule to estimate, okay? And the trapezium rule is given by area is equal to half times the height multiplied by the y first plus the y last plus 2 into bracket the sum of the rest. So this is the trapezium rule. Okay, good. So in this case, you can see that when given the upper and the lower limits, okay, and in the trapezium rule, we have h. So in order to get the h, we have to use the upper and the lower limits to get the h. So which is h is equal to the upper limit minus the lower limit over the total number of intervals. Okay. So in our case, we have to look for the upper and the lower limits, then the number of intervals, so that we can get the h value for h. Okay. So y is giving us 6x minus x squared. So this is our function given to us. So to get the upper limit and the lower limit for this integration, we have to solve this quadratic equation first. So to solve this, consider that it says at and the x-axis, you see, and the x-axis. So it means that it passes through the x-axis. So at x-axis, we know y is equal to 0. So in this case, our question becomes this x minus x squared is equal to 0. So you can say that x out bracket 6 minus x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0, or 6 minus x is equal to 0. So in this case, x will be equal to 0, or so we make x the subject, we get x is equal to 6. So now we get our upper limit, which is a, to be 0. Sorry, we get our lower limit, which is a, to be 0. Then our b, which is the upper limit, there's it, is equal to 6. Okay. And the interval between 0 to 6 is 6. So we say that our n is 6. So let me rewrite the whole thing again. So we get, so writing it again, we are going to get area is equal to the integral of 0 to 6 of our function was given as 6x minus 6x squared. Sorry, 6x, okay, minus x squared, rather. It's x squared dx. Good. So we have to look for h, which is h is equal to, now our b is 6, our a is 0, then our interval is 6. So we get h to be 6 over 6, which is equal to 1. So our h is equal to 1. Now, we use these values of intervals to plot the table. So let's do it Our x will be here. So y okay, so we start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's read the 6. Then our 6. Okay. So we need to complete this table. Okay, so when you put 0 into y is equal to 6x minus x squared, you get what? So let me write it here. So y is equal to 6x minus x squared. We use this to fill this table, or we use this to get the values for y. So when x is equal to 0, we get y is equal to 6 into bracket 0 minus 0 squared. So everything here will be 0. So now y is equal to 0. You get it? Okay, so when x is equal to 1, you can get 6 multiplied by 1 minus 1 squared. And this one, it will give us 5. You see, so here will be found. So you continue like that to get the rest of the values of y. We'll get 8, 9, 8, 5, and 0. Good. So now we have to calculate for the area using the trapezium rule. So we record this formula. This A is equal to half multiplied by the height. Okay. Multiplied by the first, y first plus y last, plus 2 of the sum, 2 times the sum of the rest. So in this case, y first plus y last, from the table, you can see that the first value of y is 0, and the last value of y is what? It's also 0. See? So we get y first and y last to be 0. And also, let's take sum of the rest. So when you ignore y1 and y last, you get 5 plus 8 plus 9 plus 8 plus 5, like this. And this will sum up to 35. So let's substitute this back into the formula. So we get A is equal to half. We know our H to be 1. This is it. Times 1. Our y first plus y last is 0. So we get 0 plus, so 2 into brackets, sum of the rest. The sum of the rest, we had 35. So there's it. We need to simplify this. So half times 1 is the same as half, multiplied by 1 times 0 is 0. Okay. Then 1 times, so it will be left with into bracket 2 into 35, bracket close. Okay, so now we have half times 2 into bracket 35, bracket close. So we are going to get half multiplied by 2 times 35, we get 70. So we find half of 70, and half of 70 is 35. And don't forget, we are working under area. So we say that area is equal to 35 squared units. Okay, so this is the estimation using trapezium rule.